looking at the camera?
Yes, look at the camera.
Perfect.
Don't look at this one because that looks weird. No, now you've been in the Kombi now?
That's fine.
Yeah. G'day from Princeton Victoria on the Great Ocean Road. It's Friday, which means another episode of Kombi Confessions, where I interview a bunch of amazing people right across Australia in my 1976 Kombi. And today, we have Lukey D in the Kombi. Thanks for visiting the Kombi.
Thanks for having me, Shane.
Now, you've been in the Kombi for 10 days. How's Kombi life treating you?
It's been excellent. Both Shane and Christy have been looking after me absolutely excellently. I haven't eaten better in my entire life, and it's a joy sleeping a foot and a half above this man.
Up here.
This is where I live, which is quite nice.
Now, you still thought it was a good idea to jump in the Kombi after what happened last time?
Yeah, so about 10 months ago I went over to Perth to visit. I'd never been to Perth before, and Shane was good enough to have me over and get me to show me a bit of Perth and Fremantle. And he owned this beautiful vehicle at that stage, but by the time we got there, we were driving down to visit Fremantle and the brewery down there, I believe.
Yep.
And the thing just conked out, so we had to push start it and roll start it. Christy had to pick us up in a separate car. It was an absolute mess, but I figured, hell of an adventure, so why not do it again?
Yep, and it hasn't broken down much. The door's fallen off.
A couple of times.
Now we've got a good door.
Perfect.
But it's working.
And I'm now allowed to shut the door, which is a big development in my life and responsibilities within the van.
Shall we get into it?
Let's do it, mate.
What is a mistake that has left a positive impression on your life?
A recent one, I think it's a good one. I've been playing around with this YouTube thing for a little while, and towards March of this year I headed over to Brazil for a conference, which I thought was a massive opportunity. And I got over there, and probably in part due to poor planning, but also in part due to where I was at with my channel and the videos that I was making, that was probably a poor decision, both time-wise and financially. But it made me feel like a baller. So when I went there, I felt super cool and like I was doing amazing things, but in reality it probably wasn't what was best for me or my business at the time. And when I came back from that, I had a pretty massive crash, so I was pretty down for a couple of weeks. But after that, I don't know, it took me a little while to have to think about it, and you do need to make those mistakes, and you do need to do things just because they feel right, or they make you feel cool, or you think it's going to be interesting. And if it turns out to be a mistake, as I think Brazil was, it's still an amazing experience and something that I learnt a hell of a lot more from than if I had stayed at home and played it safe.
That's it. These things you go along in life, you learn bits and pieces from things. As long as you get something from it, it's not really a mistake, is it? What's a piece of advice you would give somebody wanting to start travelling?
Well, that's a tough question. The obvious answer is obviously to just do it, but that's not always a reality. And I know that that's not a reality for most people, especially if travelling isn't a mindset that you're in just yet. So it's about, I think probably my biggest piece of advice is do what's right for you. So if you know you want to go travelling, find a way to make it work. And if that means you have to wait an extra 6 months, or maybe you have to go somewhere a bit more locally, or you have to do it on a budget, or you have to go and take your family with you because you can't, you need to be supporting them while you do it. Whatever you need to do, I can't recommend anything, as I don't think either of us can recommend anything higher than travelling, but do it when it's right for you. Don't do it just because your friend's doing it, and don't do it because you feel like it's right now or never. Make sure that it's the right time, and then go and really enjoy it and do it properly.
What does making videos mean to you?
Going back to the last question, I encourage everybody to travel. I think it's the best way to raise self-awareness, and by extension, and probably relating to the ethical road trip, the better self-awareness you have, the better mental health you're going to have. Just knowing yourself better is going to lead to better decisions for you, and that's going to lead to better mental health. But going back to why I make travel videos is because I believe everyone should travel. I originally started hopefully making travel videos so that my videos would inspire, but I've got to a point where I realise that's a lot of work, and I don't know if that's 100% of my priority. So what I'm trying to do now is that, and also help other people make videos that inspire people to travel. So help you guys make better travel videos is basically what I'm trying to do. And so videos for me is travel videos that inspires others to travel. Inspires others to travel. Make sense?
Makes sense to me, I get it.
Perfect, you guys get it? Excellent day.
And finally, Skittles or M&Ms?
I would have gone M&Ms until recently, but I think I'm going to go Skittles for reasons only the car people know. Thank you so much.
I reckon they still taste alright. I'm gonna taste one of these. No, you're good.
Good work, Huff. Thank you for having me, Shane. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for jumping in the Kombi, and I hope The rest of the trip back to Melbourne is going to be uneventful, as long as this door doesn't stays on. That'll be good.
I might not touch it.
What's next for Lukey D?
So over the next 3 months, we're rolling out a bunch of Victoria footage, Victoria and Australia footage, including this road trip, starting next week. We've had an international focus for quite a while now, and it's been really nice over the last couple of months to bring it back to just within Australia. I'm doing a lot of videos around Australian landmarks and Australian places, and the other part of the channel that we're launching is how to make better travel videos. So that's tips and tricks, just to make sure that you guys can improve the quality of the videos you're making and hopefully inspires others to travel like Shane does every day.
Thank you very much for being a part of Kombi Confessions. Thank you very much for watching, guys. You guys can help us support Headspace. There's a link below to our ethical road trip everyday hero page. I got through that. I'd love to have you donate down there. You guys can follow the road trip, the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat and BEME. Make sure you guys get across to see Lukey D's channel. I'll link all this stuff below. YouTube, website.
Yep, website's up and running, which is exciting.
Instagram.
Yep.
Twitter.
That'll cover it.
Facebook.
You can stay with the blue one and I'll have those 5.
Too easy.
Plan.
Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, I'd love to have you subscribe. Big red button below. One life, one search. Peace out.
Australia ending.
Cool. I like it.
Hot tip, don't think of your sign off when you're recording.
No.
It's free.
Cut that bit out.
I'm Shane Ness, this has been Tattered's Passport, and you're excellent.